Hey, welcome back to this week's Midwest Outdoors. I'm Tony Roach. Today we're in search of perch. I love getting out hole hopping, looking for perch on these shallow water flats. A lot of times that means traveling light and drilling a lot of holes to find those fish, but when you find them, they're thick. Today I'm traveling light with that otter hideout. It's really key. It's a one-man shelter. I've got the 40V from Strike Master, a couple rods, and we're gonna go after some jumbo perch. When I'm in full fish finding mode, I'll just leave my stuff behind. I don't need to drag all that stuff to find these fish. I've got plenty of bait on here that's not gonna fall off. I've got my Markham, so literally I just grab my rod and my Markham. Full search mode, I just go from hole to hole until I find those schools of fish. I don't drag all my stuff behind. It just weighs me down and it slows me down in getting to those fish quicker. There he is. Just that soft, subtle bite, I love it. Perch are notorious for that. There he is. Not a bad fish to start the day. A few holes in and we're on them. You know, that's the thing is, even though there's 2-3 feet of ice, these fish are in 6-7 feet of water. So never assume you know where the fish are at. These perch are notorious roamers. They feed on a lot of different things, whether it's everything from bait fish to invertebrates. They'll come up in these shallow water flats, hide in the weeds, and they've got lots and lots of food up here. That's why they're up here feeding. They're putting the feed bag on as they develop eggs, and not a bad perch. You know, that's the key, is just staying on the move, traveling light. You know, I can go grab my stuff and kind of drill some more holes in this area, but the name of the game with perch fishing on these shallow water flats is find them first and then set up. There we go. A couple of them down there. What's cool about this shuttle is not only the fact that I've got it really zoomed in and it's ultra light and portable, but it's also got some really cool features built in. It's got a little USB port so you can charge your phone. It tells you exactly how much battery life you have. I've even got a little LED light here I can use, but it's just really, really nice unit for hole hopping. It's ideal for portability, but it's got a lot of cool built-in features. It's even got some rod holders in the back so I can put my rods in the back. There's another one. Put my rods in the back so when I'm hole hopping, I can just move around with ease. There we go, there's a better one. Man, there's a bunch down there. Look at them all on the screen. You can see them coming and going. It's nice to have that zoom. Look at that, look at that, look at them all. Look at them, they're just shooting off the bottom. They're all over down there. Nice. Love it. That's what perching's all about. Finding that school, landing on them, and getting down there as quick as you possibly can. There's another one. Ooh, I like this spot. Literally drop back down and another perch. That's another good one. There we go. Nice healthy perch. I like that color. When they're in this shallow water, they get that really nice gold color. I love it. Oh, I wanted that bait. All right. Well, I think I'm gonna go grab my stuff here. A little breezy out here, even though it looks like it's a nice day. It's quite cold. I'm gonna grab that otter and set up it right in this spot. There we go. It's just nice to get out of the wind. You know, sometimes that wind not only cuts through you, but it also helps with the bite detection. You know, a lot of times when those fish are a little bit finicky, you want to make sure you have total control over that rod, and it's nice just to flip the shelter, get out of the elements so the wind's not blowing your line and you can really concentrate on those subtle bites. There we go. I like it. You know, drilling holes, moving around, find the fish first, it always pays off. There we go. I love this St. Croix Custom Ice Series. This is the micro spoon rod. If you're a perch fisherman or panfish and love fishing small spoons, this is the rod for you. As you can see, it's got plenty of backbone to hold small spoons of this size, but it's got a lot of sensitivity and tons of backbone. Look where that starts. This is a 28-inch rod. It's light action, but it's an extra fast tip. That's really important. When you're fishing a St. Croix, you know that that extra fast tip means it's gonna load up right here. So when you're fishing those really small spoons with small hooks, you can get plenty of sensitivity, but lots of backbone. That's really, really important, especially for perch fishing. That one came like 2 feet off the bottom. We're into them now. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Not too bad, look at that. Just inhaled that bait. That's what you want to see. Although I hate it when they inhale it like that because then I can't get back down there. Oh, nice fish. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. There is a nice looking perch. Man, they're just thick down there. They're getting bigger by the minute. I tell you what, if you want to catch a lot of jumbo perch on these shallow water flats, it pays big dividends to do the work first. Get to a spot, drill a bunch of holes. Don't worry about dragging your gear around. Fish fast until you find the fish. Once you land on them, you can set up and reap the benefits of catching big perch like this. Hey, I'm Tony Roach. Stay tuned for more Midwest Outdoors. There we go. I just got the rattle reel down. Hey, welcome back to this week's Midwest Outdoors. We're sitting on Mille Lacs Lake. You know, a lot of times I use my wheelhouse as a hub. We've got people bouncing around outside. I'll be doing a little hole hopping today. There we go. And first walleye of the day, just like that. I don't even have my Markham set up yet. As you can see, they're still sitting on the couch here and fish on. You know, Mille Lacs is one of those lakes that you can catch fish all day long. So it's nice to have a hub today. We've got a little wind today. So I was just getting this wheelhouse set up. That way customers can bounce in and out of the wheelhouse. We can hole hop outside. We can take the otters and move around the structure. As soon as midday hits, you know, it's nice to be able to move around and get on active fish, but I'll take that for the start of the day. You know, it's so fun to utilize all the technologies that we have today on ice, like a wheelhouse. I'm gonna put a camera down. We're gonna use the Markham shuttles to bounce around. The shuttles are really, really nice units. They're on a lithium battery system, a really good carrying case, a lot of great features to that unit for hole hopping outside. You know, I just like utilizing all the technologies on ice to catch fish. That's what makes it fun. That one just came out of nowhere, hit it suspended. I was literally 5-6 feet off the bottom jigging it and just smoked it. You know, in Mille Lacs, the water is super clear, so it's nice to fish high in the water column, way off the bottom. Those fish can see it from afar. I do that a lot where I'll jig aggressive way up high in the water column. I see anglers get caught in that pattern when they're walleye fishing especially. They fish super low to the bottom, you know, really, really close to the bottom. And that's fine at times where you're beating the silt sometimes and those fish will come in. But today, as you can see, this one was 4 or 5 feet off bottom. And as soon as I ripped it a couple times, he came in and just smoked it. Man, that's how you want him to bite. Just screamed off the bottom and no hesitation and wailed on it. Oh man, I love that bite. When they don't even think about it, they just come up and drill it. Oh yeah, good fish too. Come on, get your head up the hole. Yeah, nice fish. Good fight. I can't get my hands around it. That is awesome. I love it when they just wail on it like that. I usually treat every fish different. Like the fish before that, when I was jigging, I was high in the water column. This one, I was 2-3 feet off bottom. I wasn't tight to the bottom, but I just gave it one rip and he came up. I didn't even have to think about it. But you know, every fish is different. Sometimes they come up and wail on it right away, but stick with them. Even if they come up and don't hit, a lot of times I'll do a couple things. I'll give it a couple rips or do something to try to get them reinterested rather than, you know, dropping it right back in their face. You know, it's so unnatural for baits to come right into walleye's face. A lot of times when the fish go down, rather than chasing them down, I'll actually rip it up in the water column to get them to come back up and play a little bit of cat and mouse. But yeah, decent looking walleye. I'll take it, man. So as you can see, we got the base camp set up. That's on a point. And then what I've done is I've just drilled right down the brake line. So off the edge, and basically the contours run this way, and I'm just kind of following the contours with the auger, zigzagging patterns. I usually mark it out with my truck or a four-wheeler or something like that. And we're just gonna ice troll up and down the breaks. I'm gonna get my customers set up and a couple otters. They'll be here any minute, and I'll grab an otter myself and start hole hopping. It's midday. Let's catch some fish. Like a rocket, man. Oh, that's how you want them to bite. Just like in the wheelhouse, this thing just screamed up and smoked it. And that's what's nice about staying on the move, is you get those aggressive fish, you know? As soon as things start slowing down where you're sitting, and I don't care if you have a wheelhouse set up or a portable, if things slow down, it's nice to just stay on the move. Oh yeah. Decent walleye too. Corner of the mouth, that thing just wailed on it. I mean, screamed up. There was, again, no hesitation. I love that. And that's what's the best part about staying on the move, is catching those aggressive fish. You land on those fish, and sometimes, you know, when I'm in an area, I might not sit in a spot more than 5 minutes. I sit down. If I'm not seeing fish, I just pick up and simply move to the next hole. Good looking walleye. Let's get this one back down the hole. There she goes, just like that. Staying on the move always pays big dividends, especially during daytime hours. Whether you rent a fish house on Mille Lacs or you bring your own wheelhouse, bring some portables along. You know, it's nice to be able to be mobile during the day, because there's times where fish are coming to your location, and there's other times where you gotta go to the fish. Hey, I'm Tony Roach. Stay tuned for more Midwest Outdoors. Hey, I'm Tony Roach. You know, I spend all winter chasing fish around and portables, moving customers. When I get a day off, sometimes it's nice just to relax in a wheelhouse, set up the underwater cameras, and catch some perch. You know, midwinter perch fishing can be some of the funnest fishing out there, especially when you're using like Markham underwater cameras. It's so fun. You learn a lot. You know, I've learned a lot by using my underwater cameras. It's made me a better angler. Let's jump inside. You know, I'm pretty excited to set up my new camera. It's a Markham Quest HD. This thing is an HD camera, views in high def. What's cool about it, it's got an HDMI output for video out, so I can hook it up to the TV and I can view on the big screen. Pretty awesome. There we go. Just like that, perch on. I literally just got the camera set up. Got the camera panner down. I love that camera panner. What's cool about the panner is it allows you to control that camera with ease. It comes in a wireless model, a wired model like I have hooked up today. It's just on a remote, so I can switch it and I can easily just dial in right where my bait's at. How cool is this? Catching fish on TV. Man, I love it. I love perch fishing. I missed the hook set. And they are just thick down there. And that's the thing, is I can experiment with a lot of different baits when I'm underwater viewing. I can adjust the camera without even getting off the couch. I've got a couple different rods rigged up right now, so I can experiment with baits, different lure designs, see how the fish react to my baits and my jigging cadence. You know, there's times where you learn so much by using an underwater camera, and this new Quest is unbelievable, just crystal clear. I can't believe how clear that camera is. I absolutely love it. Oh, he didn't have it. And he got my bait. Looks like a decent one. I didn't even have bait on there. Didn't even have bait on. Oh, they're so aggressive. A lot of times when the fish are this aggressive, you really don't even need bait at times. But what the bait does is it draws them to that hook rather than them pecking at the sides of the baits or the sides of the spoons. By tipping that either with larva or a minnow head, it really gets them to key in on that hook right there. They smell it, and of course they bite the hook. You know, it's amazing how perch will miss baits. You'll see them come up and they'll peck the spoon if you don't have some sort of bait or plastic on there. By tipping them a little bit, they'll just key in on those hooks, as you can see. It's just nonstop, one after another. Get back down there. Try to get to the big ones. That's always the challenge, and that's what's nice about having a camera as well, is you can try to keep it away from the little ones. You can see the size as they come in. Usually when the bigger ones come in, they're coming in packs, you know, so they'll scare the small ones away. And I just love watching them underwater. It's like looking into an aquarium, just unbelievable. I can't take my eyes off the screen. If I wasn't viewing that, I would have had no idea that that scenario just occurred. There's a quick release. But it came up, missed it twice. I would have just felt those bumps and probably missed that fish. But since I'm viewing on the TV, I could see every little movement, every little tick on the line. It's absolutely fantastic. What I like about underwater viewing like we're doing today, especially when the fish are aggressive, is I like experimenting with different baits to see how the fish react to it. You know, no better time than when the fish are really biting to try different baits and to get confident with different baits. And not just spoons and horizontal baits, but messing around with different types of species of baits or plastics. It really builds your confidence level, and you can really see how the fish react to the baits. I'll kind of mix it up throughout the day as the fish are biting and as the schools come in, just to see how they react to different baits. I'm telling you, I have gotten confident in so many different baits. Plus, I've learned a lot about fishing different baits by watching it on the underwater camera. Pike on. My perch disappeared. I knew there was a pike down there. Oh. Where there's perch, there's pike. I guarantee it. They aren't far. Just came in and smashed that bait. Oh, he's angry. There he comes. Not a giant one, but definitely one that would eat perch and scare the perch off. So hopefully we'll catch this guy and get back to perch fishing once we release him. Man, he inhaled that. Did you see that on the camera? That's what's so cool about viewing, is just watching that unfold. You know, that just is something you'd never see. And on that HD camera, is so clear. I just commented to Josh right before this that I was like, oh, it looked like a pike was in the background. And lo and behold, this guy came up and just smashed it. Fun. Now, this is a way to spend your day off right here. It's just sitting here watching the other camera, catching all sorts of fish, man. It just doesn't get any better. Man, they're just thick down there again. The pike are gone, the perch are back. What a great day to spend on the ice, watching the Markham underwater camera. I'm catching a ton of fish. Couldn't ask for a better day. You know, it's freezing cold outside, it's windy, we're warm in here. We're viewing on the cameras, unbelievable. Hey, I'm Tony Roach. Stay tuned for more Midwest Outdoors. Underwater cameras have changed the way we ice fish, no doubt about it. They've made me a better angler, that's for sure. I'd like to show you the Markham Recon 5. This is a portable camera. It's about the size of a smartphone. I use this thing on a daily basis for looking for spots, if I'm trying to find fish, if I'm looking for bottom contours or substrate like gravel, rocks, weeds. This thing fits right in your pocket. You don't have anything bulky. You can drop it down the holes. You can check for fish. You can get to the fish faster. Check it out, the Recon 5 from Markham. It's gonna put you on the fish a lot quicker. Hey, I'm Tony Roach. That was your Midwest Outdoors Tip of the Week. The ultimate in mobility is staying light. When you wanna be out hole hopping on the ice, or like me, in the one-man shelter and I wanna stay on the move quickly, the less gear you drag around, the better. A couple simple things that you can do is just travel light. I usually just take a rod, a skimmer, a one-man shelter, my electronics, and then of course my bait. But rather than lugging around a big minnow bucket, I just throw a few minnows in a bait puck. I'll leave my minnow bucket back at the truck or the wheelhouse or wherever I'm staying, and then I can just travel light. I don't have all this gear to lug around. I can go from hole to hole with ease and get to the fish quicker. So travel light, pack light, simple tips like that to keep your minnows in a bait puck. That was your Midwest Outdoors Tip of the Week.